Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. Listen, I want to talk about this entitlement thing. The princess attitude that a lot of these women have, and why you messing up big time if you catering to that. Because the times change, and then you have been created a monster for yourself. You know. So, first of all, let's go here. No woman anywhere in the world is worth that entitlement, dealing with that entitlement. They there to help. You got to make them do something. And it shouldn't just be the kids. Like, it shouldn't just be the kids. It should be the kids. And then when the kids start getting a little older, able to be a little more independent, now make her do something else. See, y'all, we all done bought into the Luciferian entitlement princess attitude. Cause see, y'all already know that I believe the devil is a woman, and I have proof. I can put the scriptures, I can put the other books associated with the scriptures line upon line and prove this. Why y'all think I always correct myself when I call the devil a he? Because it's obvious the devil wasn't a male being. Now, is this to say that all women are demonic? Of course not. Don't even, if you gotta say that, then you're reaching. Because you already know, we done already, if you watch my videos, you know I done already went north, south, east, and west with that, why and how women don't have to follow that same path that Lucinda, the one we call Satan, followed. See, the Most High is all about symbolism. And I showed you, like, I'm not putting everything on YouTube, but I showed you the XX symbol and how it's the seal of Saturn and how it's the connecting points and other seals that are associated with the devil. I've shown you that. So, but for women, they don't have to go that route. They could just go the route of obedience and righteousness. You know, when you submit to a man as a woman, that's not something that men command. That's something that the Most High commanded himself, and his disciples reiterated. So that's not something that men merely made up. You know, and I be hearing all kind of stuff. Like, I heard this one dude I was listening to. He tried to say that all religions are made up. And then the points he was making, he didn't make no points. He was talking about how it's a matter of opinion. But then I'm sitting there listening to his opinion, though. Like, listen, I'm not gambling against the Most High. No, all prayers ain't answered. No, we can't see him. But he provides enough evidence in the universe and in our lives for us to know that he is a very much alive being. So I ain't trying to hear none of these people, no matter what I deal with, no matter what I go through. Because see, sometimes we in our spiritual lives get entitled. Just like an entitled woman in a marriage. So we talking about entitlement altogether. We mainly focusing on the wife aspect. How, see, Eve brought sin in the world, being entitled. Well, I want to know what it feels like to be like God and to be as God. She brought sin into the world. She brought everything we see into the world with her entitled attitude. And I want you guys to know you ain't gonna get nowhere with no entitlement. It's gonna be all give and no take. anytime you're dealing with anybody that's entitled, whether it's a kid, your kids, whether it's a wife, whether it's in your spiritual life, anytime entitlement is present, it's going to be all give and no take. For one person, and all take and no give for the other. So you got to nip that in the bud with these women even before you get married. You got to tell them, hey, listen, wow, before we had kids, we both going to be working, we both going to be paying these bills, we both going to be saving this money up. You had kids, if you going to put them kids in school, let her stay at home till you put them in school. But when they start sleeping all night, it's up to you how you choose to handle it, because they there to help you, not to hurt you. See, these women be trying to hurt guys. They don't be trying to help guys. And then when guys realize that's what they trying to do, then they try to hurt them some more with this alimony and child support stuff. That's why I tell y'all, and I'll stand on any preacher, any person in your family, anybody you know, anybody I know about this marriage, because can't nobody tell me. I've been married 25 years. I've seen everything. Good, bad, and downright ugly. I've seen it. So you can't, I'm too schooled, I'm too wise now. I've seen struggling financially, and it's all on my shoulders. Needing help, and nobody chooses to help, including the wife. There's been times people help me, but see, now I know. See, now I understand that, well, since it's just me, I'm finna cut back on these expenses. Anybody try to give me some expenses, good luck getting it. That's all I'm saying. So, cause like sometimes you might have to start over, man. Like when you make a mistake in life, you don't get down in the dumps. You got to figure out, okay, maybe I just need to start over and do things XYZ way next time. That's the conclusion I came up with. I was young thinking, when you young, you be thinking you know more than you know. But I wish that YouTube and this red pill content was around when I was in my 20s. Just what I would have did, I would have kept doing what I was doing. Except, I'm sure I would have stopped the illegal stuff. I would have kept doing what I was doing. I would have kept dealing with women from the standpoint I was dealing with them, and not giving them too much leeway or clout. I would have kept doing that. Because to be honest with you, me personally, in my marriage, man, it's been more trials than tributes. It's been more trials than, it's been a lot of stuff just not going right. That's why I be telling you guys, and then you just have to deal with it. Like, yeah, it built my character up, but look how many years I lost going through all this garbage, And I'm gonna tell you, can't blame her. I gotta blame myself. Like, I can blame some things, like you supposed to be one, you supposed to do your role, you supposed to support, but I made a lot of decisions just trying to make it that didn't work out. So I can't blame too much anybody but myself, but I can't blame myself 100% because the spirit comes into play. When you got that entitlement, an entitled woman is not going to submit to you. She going to try to tell you what to do. So that entitlement, that's a negative. That's a negative. Like, and I can't lie, some things she went with me, it just didn't work out. That's just the truth. I'm the truth, man. That's the truth. But a lot of stuff, the stuff where I just needed somebody to say, yeah, go ahead. Because now I gotta watch other people run businesses that I know I had that idea in my mind first. Because I saw the need. And I'm like, I'm finna start doing this. And I let somebody else talk me out of it. But you can't, listen, that's a two-way street right there. Because I didn't have to let nobody talk me out of it, just like they didn't have to try to talk me out of it. So that's a two-way street right there. Now, that entitlement, how do you deal with that entitlement? Like, your wife is entitled. First of all, let's get into, and we might do a separate video about this, the ways an entitled woman is going to disrespect you. Let's get into that first, so you'll understand and you'll know if you're dealing with a woman that's entitled. First thing they're going to do is they're going to yell at you. In most cases, the guy is bigger and stronger than his wife. And even sometimes if she's bigger than him, he's still probably stronger than her, and he still probably has enough warrior in him to physically overtake her if he wanted to. So that's those reasons alone. Like, I can come up with other reasons, but those reasons are why no woman should be yelling at her husband. That's disrespectful. Ain't nothing y'all could be talking about where you should be yelling at him. Only thing I could see if he was smoking crack or something. Other than that, you shouldn't be yelling at him. You know, when they start yelling at you and stuff, you know your relationship in trouble, man. Because they don't respect you. And when a woman, one thing about women, when they don't respect you, you don't know what they'll do. They'll be telling you what they won't do. But a woman who don't respect you, I'm going to say this, I believe she'll give it up easy to somebody else and won't ever tell nobody. See, this is why we can't, this is why I say a guy is better off just trying to do his own investigation on his wife and just to know what she's doing than to try to stop her from cheating. Don't try to stop her. Let her do it if that's what she's gonna do, and then just leave her alone. Just leave her alone. Because when you start trying to stop them, it's like you really is holding somebody back that want to leave. When they start having emotional affairs, that's because they want to cheat. You gotta let it play out, man. Get rid of your ego, man. Listen, you ain't bigger. Your wing ding ain't bigger than every man. That's just the way it is. You shouldn't even be worried about that. Just know how to use your own tool. You shouldn't be worried about who you bigger than and who you not bigger than. And if your wife knows this, she'll play on that. She'll play on that. So don't compare yourself to other guys financially or physically. You just roll with your own punches. Don't compare yourself to these guys financially or physically. So she start yelling at you, it's because she's entitled, she don't respect you. When all she does is criticize you, that's entitlement. She criticizing you. Now, you the best. Here's another way. Entitled princess, as long as she's getting everything she wants, which is never, or a lot of what she wants, which sometimes, she will, what she'll do is she'll back off and she'll try to act like you're a great guy. But what happens when the troubles and trials and tribulations of life come? You get laid off. You quit. You can't be at work fighting. I uploaded a video on my Facebook page where the dude just kept picking with the other dude and he just got tired of him. He said, "You got one more time." You know, that's how it be at these jobs sometimes. And guys like the one that said, you got one more time, they end up having to quit. Sometimes you gotta quit, man. Because if you in jail, what difference do it make? You can do and accomplish many things. You can overcome many things out here free. When you in jail, it's just gonna be all bottled up. So pick your battles wisely, because that's how them jobs be. So sometimes people gotta quit. Sometimes it just don't be worth it. They talking to you like you're a little puppy or a little kid, and they ain't gonna stop. Every day it gets a little worse, and the job don't even pay that much. No, gotta quit. Sometimes you just have to. I had a job one time where it was a whole line, and there was all these different tasks on that line, right? And so it was busy season. It was the busiest season, like Christmas catalogs, all that. This is when I worked. It was a place called Arundel here in Wisconsin. Menominee Falls, go figure. So what I was doing was I was jogging the stuff to make it smooth on the edge, and so it can go in the machine and all the pages come together. Well, the machine wasn't even breaking down as much where I was at. It was breaking down before it got to me, and they was just trying to blame everything on me. So it was already like I was watching them. They was fixing other parts of the machine that hadn't even come to where I was at. And so when the books was coming out messed up, because I was the newest guy there, they was trying to blame me. So I got to arguing with them like, man, y'all dudes trying to blame that on me, man. This stuff is just garbage. Can't blame that on me. And then I told them, I was like, okay, so before I start working here, y'all never had this problem? See, they got a rise out of me. I said, y'all never had this problem before I start working here? He ain't say nothing. I said, okay then. So after a while, I just got tired of dealing with them. She slamming stuff around, getting mad at me because that other dude was her friend. She was just trying to mimic his behavior. So after a while, I asked them to put me on a different line. They wouldn't put me on a different spot. So after a while, I told them, I don't think this is for me. I shook the supervisor hand and left. Stuff got a little rough after that. That was a rough patch. But if I would have stayed there, I already heard about how them dudes was out there fighting in the parking lot. But I wasn't finna do it. Not in Menominee Falls. Menominee Falls, the difference between Menominee Falls police and Milwaukee police is they got a couple guys that like that action. I'm not finna give them none. Like, they'll literally, if they see you with your seatbelt off, they'll pull you over for having your seatbelt off. Milwaukee don't really do all of that. It's only a couple of them that might, but most of them, they ain't all petty like that. They know they got a big, major responsibility. So they ain't gonna always pull you over for that petty stuff like some of these outlying areas. Now, Brookfield is pretty good. I would say Milwaukee and Brookfield are the least petty. Shockingly. Like, a lot of people wouldn't agree with me on Brookfield, but I know a couple of them, and I know how cool they are, how laid back they are, and they do their job, but they not petty with it. So I would put Brookfield in there. Milwaukee and Brookfield, the least petty. So when you're dealing with those entitled princess type women, the And we're gonna have to make another part to this. We're gonna have to make another part because I ain't halfway scratched the surface. So I'm gonna come right back. Stay tuned.